My name is Holly and today I wanted to do a really quick basic eyeshadow tutorial for beginners. I am in no way a beauty guru, makeup artist, anything like that, obviously. I just wanted to share some tips and tricks that I've learned, basically how to trick people into thinking you know how to do eyeshadow when you're really just blending for like 5 minutes. Yeah, so I just wanted to share things that I've learned over the years as I've been doing my own makeup, and hopefully this can be helpful to a few people. Getting started would be my first tip, which is that you absolutely need a blending brush. Now, I don't believe that you need 25 different brushes to do a good eyeshadow look. Really, I think 2 is just fine. The one that I used for about 5 years is this one. It is like an Urban Decay one I got from a Naked palette years ago, and it has lasted me so well. I'm going to try and do the Beauty Guru trick that probably won't even work. But yep, this is like a tightly packed end, and I would use this for getting all of the colour on. And then this side, I just don't know if this is focusing on that at all, is it? Don't know. Anyway, this side is sort of more fluffier, and I would use this for blending and things like that. I recently bought this Real Techniques eyeshadow kit, or maybe just like eye in general kit. It came with 5 different brushes, and recently I've been using this really fluffy one for all my blending. That's just not focusing, is it? I tried, I really tried. Anyway, so yeah, I would say the main tip is you absolutely need a tightly packed brush like this end to pack on the colour, and then you need a slightly fluffier end to blend that out. Anything other than that, I mean, maybe I'll do later on how you can use more than 2 eyeshadow brushes, but for now I'm just going to stick with, you know, this is just the basics, so just 2 is fine. I wanted to do one eye with a more budget-friendly eyeshadow palette and one eye with a slightly more expensive eyeshadow palette, just to sort of show you the differences and whether you think it's worth splashing out on a more expensive one and how to get around it if you don't feel like you want to do that. So starting with my cheaper eyeshadow palette is this Revolution VIP eyeshadow palette. Looks like this on the inside. I got this from Superdrug for about £10, which is brilliant for all the colours you can get. Oh, tip number 2, so this is when we're starting out on the actual eyeshadow. I always plan 3 colours that I want to use on my eye. So with the lightest one in the corner, then the next darker one in the middle, and the darkest one on the outside. So today I'm planning on doing a sort of like burgundy style look, but for the corner of my eye I typically always go for I go for a more like nudie, pale, white kind of colour, which I'm going to do is this one right here for the Revolution one. I'm just going to use my little mirror here. So I'm going in with that shorter, tightly packed brush to get the colour on. Now it doesn't matter if you're, you know, a bit messy with this, because the blending, it fixes everything. Blending fixes everything. That is my rule in life. So I'm just, so my camera cut off, so hopefully I managed to put it back in the same place that it was. If not, I'm really sorry if it feels a bit jilted jumping from one slightly different angle to the other. But yeah, I've gone in with my colour here. I've just been packing that on. And I kept having to dip back in and packing it on, because with the slightly cheaper palettes they're not as pigmented, so if you want that bright colour you just have to put the effort in and just keep dipping it back in, keep packing it on as best you can. Now because this is the corner and I've chosen a colour really similar to my skin tone, you actually can't really see it very well from here, I imagine. If I like zoom in, yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but it's glittery. You will be able to see it better once I've blended it with other colours, but for now, that's the left eye. And the right eye, I'm going to be going in with my Jacyln Hill, her first palette with Morphe. This costs about £38, so it's a little bit more expensive. It is just one of my absolute favourite palettes of all time. It's so pigmented. The colours on it are just amazing. I've used it so much, as you can tell. And you'll be able to see why I love it so much. It's just so pigmented. Anyway, getting into it, I'm going to be starting off with this colour, which I've used a lot. for the corner of my eye. I'm just blowing off any of the excess dust that comes off, any fallout, as the gurus say. So as you can see, I've gone from the corner and just in a little bit on both sides, just getting in that first light colour. I also just wanted to say, obviously, I've already done my foundation and my powder, I've done my face in preparation for this video. You absolutely don't need to do a full face of foundation or anything like that. If you want to do your eyeshadow, of course, you can just do eyeshadow, but I would recommend putting on at least concealer just onto the eyelid and blending that out, just because it gives a really nice base for the eyeshadow to come onto. The colours will be brighter and it just gives the eyeshadow something to stick to as well. Otherwise, if you're just sort of patting eyeshadow onto a bare skin, it's going to rub off, it's not going to look as good. So yeah, just if you don't want to do a full face of foundation, just you can put a bit of concealer on your eyes and then go in with the eyeshadow. Okay, so next we're going to go in with our darker colour. So just so we're all clear on the plan, I will be ending with this sort of burgundy colour and a very similar one in the Jacyln Hill palette. That will be my darkest corner. So for the middle one, I'm actually going to go for a sort of rose gold, like shimmery kind of shade, which is this one right here. There's a similar shade in the Jacyln Hill, which I'll show you in a sec. So this is my Revolution eye on the left, so I'll just be going in from where I left off. I'm just doing like a middle strip. Just go back in. So all I'm doing is literally just patting it on, getting that colour down. Okay, so I'm happy with this middle chunk. As you can see, I've left a little bit in the corner for the darkest, for the burgundy colour. And now I'm just going to do the same thing on this eye with the Jacyln Hill one. And then, ooh, get the right end of the brush. This is the colour I'll be going in with, so still like the rose goldy type colour, just on this eye, doing the exact same thing. So as you can see already, I've just done literally one tap from the palette, and it's already nearly as bright as the Revolution one. That's the amazing thing about obviously eyeshadow palettes that are more expensive. They're so pigmented. I've literally just had to dip my brush in twice, and I'm really happy with that. I don't feel like I need to do anything else. And now I'm going to be going in with my final colour, the burgundy, which is right here. So what I'm going to be doing for this one is, yes, I'm going to be doing the corner, so I'll do that now. But then what I'm also going to be doing is sort of going above the crease, just doing a little line above it like that. I'm going to dip back in, more pigment. Just going to go over. So as you can see, this is going a little bit past where my eye ends now. And I'm just going to go back over that crease. Okay, so it looks like that. See, I'm not going to leave it like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side, and then we get to blending. So with the Jacyln Hill palette, I'll be going in with this burgundy right here. Yeah, doing the exact same thing. Okay, so my Jacyln Hill side is done. And now's where we get to the important part, the blending, using this more fluffy side of the brush. So all I'm going to do is literally just be going around the edges and blending out. You'll see. So you can see already how the harsh line is just beginning to fade away. So I'm just going all along. And I'm also going to go along here as well. Just tapping away. And I'm just blending in this darkest colour. Just taking the edges in there, blending it to the middle. Okay, So when it gets to this stage and I'm looking at this eye and thinking it's not as pigmented as I want, I'm just going to go back. Well, firstly, I've got to go and clean my brush. I'm not going to properly clean it because I'm lazy. I'm literally grabbing a tissue and taking that dark burgundy off. Just wiping it off. And then I'm going to go back in with the middle colour, the rose gold, because I think that's kind of lost in this eye a bit. So I'm going back in with that. Obviously, if you're happy with a more sort of settle coloured look, you know, you do you. But I am a big fan of bold, bold, bright colours. So I'm just going to pack it in again, going over that the corner and then the crease again, and then just blending out. So I am happy with this eye, so now I'm just going to go in and blend the Jacyln Hill eye. As you can see, I'm blending quite high into my eyebrow arch. This is just so I can get that really nice fade. I don't really like it when there's quite like a strong shape of like a circle. I like it to be really faded and blended out. Obviously, you know, if you prefer a bit of shape, you don't have to be blending this high. And I always try and get a little bit of symmetry, so I see this one's blended quite high. I'm going to go back in with this side and just blend this one a little bit higher. If you find that there is quite a significant bit of fallout on your cheeks, I don't know if you can see that I have some fallout there, I just get my big powder brush, which has a hair on it. I just get my big powder brush, go back in with my powder and just kind of sweep that fallout away. Okay, and yeah, so these are the finished eye looks. But I always think they never look complete without mascara, so I'm just going to go in, do a bit of mascara. So I primarily use this MAC waterproof mascara. It is about £20 though, so it's quite expensive. I'll do that on my Jacyln Hill eye, but obviously if you don't want to spend £20 on a mascara, this Maybelline waterproof Lash Sensation is also just as brilliant, and it's about £8 or £9 from Boots or Superdrug. Okay, so there you have it. That was my sort of rose gold burgundy eyeshadow tutorial. This is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed.